Hello and welcome once again to the lesson Inside the Atom. And now we will be learning about electronic configuration. In an atom, electrons revolve in stable shells, and these shells have a definite energy. The shell nearest to the nucleus of the atom is called the first shell. Then the second one is called the second shell, and if we have more, then it is the third shell, fourth shell, and so on. So if you see in the figure the positively charged nucleus, then we have one shell around the nucleus, which is the first shell, the second shell, and the third shell. A symbol N is used for the ordinal number of a shell. So N is used for number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. The shells are referred to by the symbols K, L, M, N and so on, corresponding to the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So once again you see the nucleus here. Then you see shell 1, which has the ordinal number n equal to 1. The second shell where n is equal to 2. And the third shell where n is equal to 3. And starting from the first shell, we call the first shell K shell, second shell the L shell, third shell the M shell, fourth one the N shell, and if there are more, it will continue K, L, M, N, O, etc. The maximum number of electrons that a shell can contain is got by this formula 2n square. As the magnitude of n increases, that means when n becomes 1, from 1 becomes 2, and then from 2 n becomes 3, the energy of an electron in that shell increases. Now, how do we calculate according to this formula 2n square? So first of all, we have the four shells K, L, M and N. Okay. Now K, the number corresponding to it is the ordinal number 1. The shell L is 2, M is 3 and N is 4. So now in your formula 2n square, wherever there is n, you will write this corresponding number 1 here. So 2 into 1 square is 2 into 1, that means 2. Next, wherever there is n in the formula, you will substitute that number 2. 2 into 2 square, which is 4. 2 fours are 8. Similarly, the M shell is corresponding to the number 3. 2 into 3 square, that means 2 into 9, that is 18. And N, the N shell, ordinal number 4, substitute that number here where N comes in the formula. 2 into 4 square, that is 4 square is 16. 2 into 16, which is 32. So we can see here that the capacity of the K shell is only 2 electrons. So the first shell has 2 electrons. Second shell, which is the L shell, will have maximum 8 electrons. The M shell will have maximum 18 electrons. And the N shell, which is the fourth shell, will contain maximum 32 electrons. The shells are labeled from the nucleus outward. This is the nucleus. The first one is the K shell, as you already know. It has 2 electrons. Then we have the L shell, then second shell, which has maximum 8 electrons. When that is filled, we come to the third shell, M shell, which has 18 electrons. And fourth shell, N shell, containing 32 electrons. Okay. Now, electrons can be accommodated in these shells K, L, M, N according to these numbers, and these numbers stand for the maximum capacity of that shell. Means the K shell can only hold 2. It cannot hold more than 2. The L shell can only hold maximum 8. It can be less, but it cannot be more than 8. And similarly, the M shell will have 18, not more than 18, and N shell not more than 32 electrons. The electrons in an atom are distributed in the shells according to their maximum capacity. As I just told you, the shell-wise distribution of the electrons in an atom of an element is called the electronic configuration of that element. Okay, so again we see the nucleus, first shell with 2 electrons, second with 8, third with 18. And how we write that? No, 2, 8, 18. When we distribute the electrons in every atom shell-wise, that is called the electronic configuration of that particular element. Now, each electron has energy according to the shell in which it is present. So, if it is present in the first shell, there will be different energy. If the electrons are present in the second shell, the energy level will be different. Energy of electrons in the first shell, that is the K shell, is the lowest. And as we go to the next shell, KL shell will have more energy, M shell will have still more energy, and the fourth shell, the electrons will still have more and more energy. The electronic configuration of an element is such that the energy of all the electrons together is the maximum possible. Electrons get a place in the shells in accordance with the maximum capacity of the electron shell in an atom and the increasing order of energy. Meaning, see, this is the first level of energy. This is the second level. Okay, so now when the place of the first two are filled, then we get it going to the next level, which the next level having more energy, and then it goes to the next level. Okay, and this is how we have the first shell, second shell, third shell. Okay, now let us see how to do electronic configuration. The first atom given here is hydrogen. Its symbol is H. The number of electrons in that atom is 1. And so only the K shell will have 1 electron and the electronic configuration is 1. Helium, He, has 2 electrons. So it fills the first shell, that is the K shell. And again the electronic configuration is only 2. Lithium, electron number is 3. So we have the K shell filled and the third electron going to the L shell. And then you write the electronic configuration 2, 1. Okay. Coming to the next one, which is carbon, has 6 electrons. So the K shell is filled. From 6, 4 remain. And so 4 go to the L shell. It's not full because the capacity of the L shell is 8. But you will write the electronic configuration just as it is 2, 4. Now we'll leave the others and go to fluorine, whose the electron number is 9. So 2 completed in the K shell and then 7 remaining. So you have your electronic configuration 2, 7. Moving on to chlorine, which has 17 electrons. So 2 in the K shell, 8 is the maximum in L shell. 8 plus 2 is 10, that means 7 more remaining which go to the M shell. And so the electronic configuration now is 2, 8, 7. And the last one that I am going to do with you is bromine, which has 35 electrons in the atom. So the first shell is completed having 2 electrons. Then we have the L shell also completed, which has 8 electrons. Coming to M, the M shell capacity, maximum capacity is 18. So now I am calculating 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 plus 18 is 28. 35 minus 28 is still 7 left. and that 7 goes to the N shell. So here we have the electronic configuration 2, 8, 18 and 7. And I expect you now, after understanding, to fill in the electronic configuration for the other atoms in a similar manner. Don't forget, for electronic configuration, after every number, a comma has to be put.